Up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders. It is DJ in the AM. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are ready for today. I mean, I don't know how anybody slept. This is getting exciting. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen today. I'll give you my thoughts on what I think could happen today. And for some reason, we could also have a day where it's just a big dud and nothing happens. I think that's the least likely case. I think I have better odds going with we get probably some kind of explosive move that will pretty much determine the market direction for the next at least 2 weeks. So at least 2 weeks, maybe more, but we'll see. Yeah, Tony says exciting for the Bulls or the Bear. I don't know. But what's important is you guys are here. You have the opportunity. You stayed in the game all through the negative selling, market pullbacks, crazy volatility. Yesterday was pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, we did end with, if I was to look at this chart and had no idea who Jerome Powell is, and I'm like, great bear trap, good volume on this candle. The next good bear volume is this candle over here. So let me zoom that out a little bit. That's this candle. That would give us to a possible range of 392. And I don't know if that happens today, but we do have the catalyst that could get there. That would be my next target if we go bullish. But we have that guy, Jerome is burning. Good morning, Matt. Lucian's in the house. Good morning, Sam. We got Will, Chad, Gina's in the house. What's up, girl? Just make sure everybody just double check that chat pane. Make sure it's on everyone, not just host and panelist. Otherwise, only I get to see the message. We got Albert. Good morning. Ernesto's in the house. What's up, Ernesto? Oh man, I don't know. Today's gonna be wild. But again, who knows what happens? I don't think they go with a full basis point hike. I think the probability I think that's out there is about 19% that we go to a 100 basis point, a full basis point, which is a lot. But so is 75. I think with the move, and that's what I was kind of looking for yesterday. I wanted to see this move just start fading into Powell. I think that helps us price in the 75 point basis hike. And I'm leaning a little bit more bullish today. They do have I forget what the actual report name is. So beside the basis point, which obviously everybody sees, people are also going to be looking at the report that comes out itself as well. So that gives us like the projected state of the economy. That's going to be a very, very big report. So the numbers in that report are going to probably push the market more so than the actual rate. That last time that report came out was only June. So it's been a little bit until that actual report came out. I think it's I'm trying to think of what the actual name is. SEP, S-E-P. It's like state of the economic something. I forget the exact words that they call it, but they have expected GDP, they have expected unemployment. I think they have to some extent increase the unemployment rate, which they've been kind of very hesitant to do. But I think they have to start showing more real numbers in that report. So I don't know, but that report is going to be bigger than the actual percent point. So we'll probably get the initial move right off of the rate hike, and then once that report comes out, that's going to be a big one today. So we're going to get a lot of follow through, I think. Well, the meeting was, I don't know if they're also meeting today or not. I think it was just yesterday, but the notes come out today at 2. So anytime you see the Fed, anytime we have the Fed meeting days, 2 p.m. Eastern is when you'll see our first original move. You almost see 3 moves. Then Jerome comes out at 2:30 p.m. These are all Eastern times, right? Usually you have the algos right at 2:00, somewhere right in that 2:00 zone. They'll scan the documents. They'll start to see the notes, and you'll get that first move, bearish or bullish. I'll just go bullish here. Then you get a usual fade, and then that next move is usually the direction. So if we end up just crashing from there, that third move is usually more when Jerome Powell's talking. Again, it could get a little volatile, so it could be some wild swings back and forth. But in general, you'll have typically 3 moves on Fed Day. So just be prepared for that. Not all the time that first move is just going to go. Also, the last, I think it was like 5 out of 6 times we've had the Fed meeting, we've actually gone bullish for the day. So does it have to go bullish? No, not necessarily. But at least the last 5 out of 6. So if you want to put some history on your side, there you go. Good morning. We got Richard Jet in the house. We got 10. Real virtual demand. All right. I like that name. That's obviously a birth name. Good morning. Glad you were here, YouTube land. It would be nice to know what Nancy bought and sold after that meeting. I'm sure she got the notes already. Yeah. She's a good trader. I mean, say what you will, just based on her historically trading habits, she's been pretty dynamite. So again, all of that starts happening at 2. We'll try to take a look at the market, see what we can do today. Again, right now, with that weirdly bullish candle and that trap that came in yesterday, we are gapping up a little bit higher. I would expect, at least, we're opening a good spot, so I don't know how far we pull back, but I'm looking for some kind of a red candle, pull back a little bit in the market. That's either going to take us to, if we can get that pullback, that's going to take us to a 385.51 is the first level I'm looking for. The second level on the spot I'm looking for is 384.19. So those 2 spots, I think, have to be retested. I would love to see that 384.23 get retested at some point today. If we push bullish after retesting that, I think the strength of the move is going to be a lot bigger and probably a little more continuous. But again, we will see what happens. It's honestly anybody's guess. That being said, a little bit of a pullback, and I am looking at least from like 9:30 when the market opens until maybe 11. I think we get some kind of a bullish move, and then maybe we start to get a little bit of the fear soaking into the markets. And we don't have another VPOC. If we start to break out, we're going to have probably a small level somewhere at, just because it's the high of 2 days ago, 388.60 is going to give us a little bit of a resistance, but realistically, the next target for me is 390.76. So about, let's even go 390. We'll give it 76 cents of cushion, get us to a nice round hole number. But we have some room in a bullish direction. So I would actually be looking bullish at open. Would love to see some kind of pullback first, clear out anybody that did buy some calls or some shares or something like that during that pretty decent bear trap hammer that came in yesterday. Jay says massive chop till 2 might be a good day to watch. At the very beginning of the day, we might have a little chop, but then I think we do pick a direction. I don't, for some reason, I don't know. Maybe I'm coming in with this full bias. I'm coming in with bias today, and the important thing is I can recognize its bias. I'll still trade the charts how I see it, but I think very early, the first few minutes of the day might be a little choppy, just because it is a decent opening range that we're actually coming into for this open. So I'm going to lean bullish for most of the day up until about, like I said, 11 a.m., maybe 12. Then maybe we see some pullback, some chop, just getting into people readjusting positions. But right now on the charts, yeah, I'm going to lean a little bit more bullish than bearish. And again, I would love to see some kind of pullback at open, but we'll see. So we look at the Qs. Let me flip this over to a daily chart real quick. Woodshed says, me too. It's good to be on the same page as Woodshed. It is good to be on the same page as Woodshed. Q's kind of opening right in the middle. We have VPOC up here at 291.40, and we got another VPOC below us, 288.78. Again, I still want to lead a little bit more bullish. The SPY looks a little bit more potential for a run, I think, than the Qs right out of the bat. But if we get pulled back to 288.73, that's my spot to attempt. Otherwise, the Qs, I'd probably just leave alone because you're getting about a 1-to-1 risk reward right now. So if you could wait a little bit more for this thing to pull back, that would be fantastic. But SPY does look a little bit stronger than the actual Qs. Let's start with Delta. We got Delta with a little bit of a gap down, just for the sake of it, just been chopping in this zone for quite some time. By the way, the dollar is super strong. So just thinking about like future. Not that I love airlines at all. I actually hate all airlines, both stock wise and using them. But if the dollar remains strong, travel could be decent within the next couple months. At some point, I think the dollar has to weaken, but it's the US dollar compared to euro is super strong. Where it almost makes sense to kind of short the dollar. And I might be doing that eventually soon, but we will see. Amazon, the zone. Travel season's upon us. I know we got at least on the East Coast, Northeast Coast, we're gonna get some snow soon. People want to avoid that, unless you're a little kid. Because when I was a little kid, I liked the snow because I got to play in it. Now I got to clean it up. Same snow, different perspective. This one's also, so this one's gapping up a little bit into, again, some relatively just sideways chop on Amazon. I don't see anything crazy happening out of the gate on that one. Apple super strong yesterday. I got in after the first red candle yesterday, I think was red, which if Jordan is in the house, not sure if he is, but it was the same exact trade that we were talking about the day before in the mentor group. Jordan's here. Welcome, Jordan. I knew you were creeping in the background somewhere. So yeah, I took the breakout of this candle, 154.26. Stop was somewhere down at 153. I wrote it up for like a 1.2 early. Could have got I think I ended up breaking here. Almost the same trade that we went over in the meeting. But I got out here and then it just ran to probably would have been 4 or 5 hours. I didn't think Apple was going to be that strong yesterday, but I thought it had a little bit of strength. Regardless, right now, at least on a daily chart, again, here I'm going to try to attempt to make a bullish case. Why? Because why not? We have some kind of a potential flag pattern on Apple, at least on the hourly chart. Looks like we did break the downtrend yesterday, the last hour of the day. We came back, retested it, and right now we're gapping up. I would actually look for more continuation on Apple out of the gate, just on the hourly chart. If we do get some kind of pullback, which is this was the pullback. So this when we talk VPOCs, right? So I know we get a lot of questions on VPOCs. This is us telling us that the institutions, this is the institutions telling us that we are still more bullish than bearish. And this is the retest of that VPOC. And here we are trying to now break out. And I think we get some kind of continuation. Apple has a lot of room. First spot that I'd be looking for is 157.95. However, we already hit that number. So now that VPOC, and that was not even a closed VPOC, that was developing VPOC. So inherently already a little weaker. Plus, we've already retested it once. The next spot on Apple could get us up to 163.58. Not saying we're getting all the way up there today. It could happen. Again, we do have that catalyst for some big moves today. And then we got Apple. The next target I'd probably be taking profits at is 160, 169. So we can make a definite case that this has some strength in it. I think we get a decent trade somewhere, stops underneath that VPOC. So I would definitely be considering Apple bullish today. That looks good. 10 EMA, it's not going to qualify at the open. It's kind of annoying a little bit, but we will see. And also, when I say kind of annoying, it's also kind of good too, because it definitely helps develop some patience on getting into trades. NVIDIA was absolutely all over the place yesterday. Absolutely all over the place. Let me do a quick fib on this one. See where this one actually ran to. Not sure where the low of this candle is. I think it's, let's see, the low of this candle is 126.17. So it is down here somewhere, 126. Yeah. We're close to it, not to the exact penny. It's all right. And the high of that move. So this was a 50% retrace. That got us to a 50% retrace of that entire move on that candle. Strong bounce right off of it today. Again, we are also gapping up. And that was the break. This should be the retest. We might have a little bit more chop. So this might be one of those ones where we get the little chop, just as we do have some kind of resistance, 132.97. I don't know how strong that is. And we have a much bigger support somewhere at 132.26. So again, I would like to see this one fade a little bit at open, and then I'd be looking to get into their bullish. But again, here's the next VPOC that has already been retested. So that one inherently a little bit weaker. That's 134.31. If that one breaks, the next small target, 137. One above that one is 138. And the one that really was not retested whatsoever, 143. So NVIDIA could definitely have some good room in it if we get a break. I don't know. Was this? I know Jordan posted a. I don't think it was on NVIDIA though. He posted a chart yesterday. I forget what stock that was, but if it was NVIDIA or whichever one, it does look kind of similar to it. Oh, it was Netflix. You did okay. But this does to me look like some potential cup handle, and we look for a break on NVIDIA. It's down there a lot. Pure valuation as to where I think the company should be trading. Not quite there yet. So I'd be looking definitely for more of a potential swing. And I could even make that case on the hourly chart as well. But yep, a little bit of that cup and handle. We will see. But for the 10 EMA out of the gate, we are still inside range. So not going to be a 10 EMA setup out of the gate. But again, I'm still leaning a little bit more bullish than bearish on that setup. Double bottom on AMD. Perfect double. No, yeah, pretty close. Maybe off by a penny or two. Maybe it is a perfect double bottom. It's very, very close. The low of this candle is 174.73. The low of this candle is 174.68. So not a perfect one. This one's actually a little bit of a higher low. AMD out of the gate, though, we do have that 10 EMA in the way. We also have a little bit of resistance somewhere around 75, 77. I would want to almost see something break first on this one. Otherwise, this could be a little bit more choppy until it's not. But if it starts to run, I would not be afraid to get into it. I kind of want to see that 75, 77 break first. Let the markets tell us that we are actually breaking and not just going to be whipsawed back and forth for a little bit. Tesla, super, super bullish. Obviously, last few days, to say the least. We are still above the VPOC. I believe we're sitting right at that hourly 10 EMA from where we're opening again inside. So far, we went through the list of 6. Out of the gate, we'd have to be patient using the 10 EMA setup. Nothing will qualify. Maybe something could qualify prior, but like as soon as the market opens, maybe we get a quick move somewhere. It doesn't look like we're going to get that right away, but we will see. LMT, Lockheed Martin. I'm very bullish on this one. And it is up $7. Yep. I don't know exactly what happened with the Putin situation yesterday. I'm not exactly sure. This Lockheed Martin is a pure play on defense. But it is gapping. It doesn't look like they had earnings, nothing like that. So maybe news came out. The other thing is Putin was supposed to do some kind of a press conference. It was scheduled to happen. Then it got rescheduled. Then it was back on, then rescheduled again. So I don't know what happened. And I think it is set for today. Again, I'm not sure if he already came out, released a statement, did not release a statement, not 1000% sure. But this is a pretty gap. We do have a little bit of resistance that it's potentially gapping into. And this one could actually, I'd probably watch it. I don't know if I would make a play yet. If anything, I'd probably be looking for a break to the retest, fade the gap, just because we do have some decent level of volume coming in right now that could act as some kind of resistance. But Lockheed Martin, I'm still pretty bullish on in general. So if we do come down, fill that gap, that would be the time to look to buy some Lockheed. They took a deal for more planes. Gotcha. He said he's not bluffing with nuclear war. Well, I hope he's bluffing on the bluffing statement, because that would be bad. Putin reminded us in Europe he had weapons and was prepared to use it. I feel like that's right off the Putin playlist, though. He's been saying that for a while. I have weapons and I'm not afraid to use it. Yeah, I was trying to tune in, and like they kept saying any links that I was finding to the Putin thing yesterday, it was just Putin speaking in pure Russian, and so I got nothing out of that press conference. There was no English translations. Which says, but we have a bigger button. Yeah, I hope nobody uses the button. I hope. And by the way, isn't an actual button. I feel like in a worst case, we should go with a system where you have two keys, you got to turn at the same time. I feel like in a worst case, you're gonna hook up a nuclear weapon to something. I mean, don't make it as easy as that button you buy from Staples. What is it called? Like the dummy button or something. You hit it, it just yells at you. Like, don't make it that easy to hit where like you could accidentally trip and your elbow touches it and all of a sudden you're in nuclear war. Maybe we should get a system that's a little bit more complicated. I don't know. If someone uses a button, my P&L will no longer be an issue. That's true. That's true. And I mean, from at least my loose translation of Russian, when Putin was talking yesterday, from what I got from it, he just kept saying buy the long term. So make sure you have that long-term portfolio set up. If we dip, just keep buying the long terms. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Again, loose. It was a very loose translation. I'm not sure exactly if I pinned it, what he was saying, but that's what I got from him. So for solar, just not really doing too much. We got pins. Putin got his button from Nike. Just do it. Why is I don't know why I reversed my chat pin is like low today. Let me push that up to where it normally is. That's weird looking at that low. GIS. Is that a ticker? Yep. Good $3 move. Historically on this stock, are we in the tight trading range? What is General Mills? I think we are seeing a little bit of a flight to safety as well. In some sense. With rates being higher, though, a lot of the dividends become a little bit more unattractive. So, like, I wouldn't be like, obviously, we have a good breakout. We're at all-time highs. Could we run higher? Of course. Is this a good pill to swallow that we're buying at all-time highs? I don't think so. Generally, that does look like a decent gap. We've obviously had some kind of range right in this $78 where we got rejected a few times. If it breaks, we could see some run. But for the most part, we would be buying that into all-time highs. Jordan says, I'm ready for the market to open. I can't help you with that. Unfortunately, I've not figured out how to push time forward. So, you know what? Let's just enjoy the next 5 minutes we get together, Jordan. Let's just enjoy the next 5 minutes. Why we got to rush things? Jason says we need Jeremy's wife on the mic next time Putin speaks, because doesn't she speak Russian? I think she does speak Russian. She might speak a couple languages. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think she might speak Russian though. 3-bar plays all day. Line them up, shoot them down. Let's take them. MU has a nice gap down, so let's take a look at MU. 2 keys like in Terminator. I know. I just give me like hook those. We got so much advanced things. Meanwhile, we have a regular button wide out in the open. Probably 0 protection. That sets off nuclear wars. Even the U.S. voting system is archaic. I mean, I've never seen controversy around American Idol voting system. You just call in with your cell phone, that counts as your vote. In the US, we're like, nah, the votes count, votes don't count. People are voting 8 times. I think we got technology on our side. Even the inflation stuff, like even the unemployment data, like it's all even the CPI that measures inflation, it's all like old data that they're basing their current. It's the oldest model that we could possibly come up with, and we're just sticking with what worked, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that's a pretty decent gap down on micro, and it is a retest gap, so just be careful. It probably will come up and retest. I'll be looking to probably fade that one at open at least for a little bit. If there's room until that gap fill, doesn't quite look like there's going to give you that much space, so I'll probably just try to let it fade higher and then look for maybe a potential short on that one. Jason says careful. I mean, I'm not saying there was I'm not saying the outcomes of anything should be different or the same. What I'm saying is I think there's just a better way to do it. I mean, we're now sending people to Mars and we still can't figure out the real time of inflation. I don't know. Just a thought. Coinbase is interesting, actually. Coinbase, a little bit of a high wave indecision. That came down. That was a good retest of that bullish engulfing candle. Watch for some kind of a break of like 69.90. Somewhere in that range that would get us above yesterday's VPOC as well, or 2 days ago VPOC. And I'd say we have room at least into the hourly 10 EMA on Coinbase, but that one looks a little bit interesting. PayPal, probably not doing too much. Melly. Boeing. Boeing has some. Boeing might have some resistance along the way, but targets on Boeing probably be about 150.15. So yeah, again, for the most part, I mean, besides MU, which kind of looks destructive, and in the pain zone, but everything else kind of has. Square kind of looks a little weak. PayPal looks weak as well. About Airbnb, we did talk about the dollar being strong. I think that the dollar being strong is probably a good thing for Airbnb. Right now, still kind of looking a little bit weak. If anybody wants to play a daily 10 EMA, you do have it already set up and pretty much triggering at open on Airbnb to take that short for at least 1.2. Oh, man, we only got 20 seconds left. That's just enough time for anybody in YouTube land to hit that like button and hit subscribe. Tommy says, I got my wife's boyfriend's saving for spy calls. I got my wife's boyfriend saving for spy calls. Okay. All right. I was going to say, if you invested your wife's boyfriend's, I see what you did there. I get it. Cause yeah, that would be, I got you now. But YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we will catch you guys all tomorrow. Be careful. A lot of stuff happening today. Starting, I think at 10 a.m. Eastern. I think we got some reports coming out as well. I forget which ones exactly. We also have, I think, crude numbers coming out. So there's a lot happening today. It's whipsaw. Be very careful. Pick the setups you like. Otherwise, YouTube, I will catch you guys all tomorrow.